Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into, well, some really interesting buzz coming out of Cupertino. We're talking Apple and its latest maneuvers in artificial intelligence. Reports are swirling that they're building their own ChatGPT-like search tool. Now, our insights today, they're coming from a Cult of Mac article, which is referencing Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Pretty reliable source, usually. So our mission here is to unpack what this actually means, why now, and how it might really change the way you use your iPhone or your Mac day to day. And there's this big question, isn't there? Is Apple usually seen as the innovator, kind of playing catch-up here in AI? And what does that mean for you? Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the headline news. Apple, right? Known for that tight ecosystem. Yeah. They're apparently developing their own ChatGPT-style search tool. And this isn't some minor thing. It's being run by a whole new internal team. They're called Answers, Knowledge, and Information, or AKI for short. And the idea, from what we're hearing, is it'll use an answer engine designed to basically crawl the web and answer simple search questions.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here isn't just that they're doing it. And that felt kind of inevitable, right?
Yeah.
It's how they seem to be approaching it, focusing specifically on this answer engine that crawls the web. It's not like they're building a massive do-everything AI right out of the gate for search. It feels like a very deliberate, maybe even cautious entry into this specific part of AI where, let's face it, Google and others are already way ahead.
Mm-hmm. And it's important to remember, like the report says, this is still really early stages, so don't expect it on your phone next month or anything.
No, definitely not anytime soon.
So, okay, that leads us right to the why now question. What's the push? Is it just seeing what Google, OpenAI, and Microsoft are doing? I mean, those guys already have chatbots that have, they've seriously shaken up the whole search game, haven't they?
Really have.
And then you look at Apple's current setup, even with Apple Intelligence, their new AI stuff announced recently. It explicitly does not offer any search capabilities. If you ask Siri something complex now that needs the web, it basically hands it off to ChatGPT.
Exactly, and that's a critical point. While, yeah, it looks reactive from the outside, Apple always plays the long game. If you zoom out, it just highlights how intense this AI competition is. Apple Intelligence, right now, it significantly trails rival AI platforms by a wide margin in this area.
Yeah.
So strategically, they have to get back in the game with their own thing. But maybe, just maybe, it's less about beating ChatGPT at its own game and more about integrating search tightly and privately within their ecosystem. Control.
Yeah, right. Control and integration, that classic Apple approach, making sure they own that experience, ensuring their place in what people are calling the future of search.
Precisely. For good, as the source puts it.
Okay, so the why seems clear: competition, integration. But let's get into the how. This answer engine, what exactly is it? Gurman calls it a stripped-down ChatGPT search experience. What does stripped down actually mean in practice, do you think?
Well, stripped down probably means focused, right? Not trying to be everything to everyone. Think purely factual answers to direct questions. It'll crawl the web, yes, but maybe just for those common queries initially.
So not writing you a poem or debugging code.
Exactly. Less generative, more informational retrieval. Quick, accurate answers. That seems to be the goal.
And then there's the integration part. They might launch it as a standalone app first, but the real plan seems bigger. The same tech is eventually meant to power search results across Siri, Spotlight, and Safari. That sounds pretty massive, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely massive. That's the key takeaway for me. Forget a standalone app for a moment. The vision, if it works, is seamless knowledge finding, baked right into the tools you already use constantly on Apple devices. Siri gets smarter, Spotlight finds real answers, Safari search improves. It raises that big question, though. How do they put off that integration smoothly? But the intent for deep ecosystem integration, that's classic Apple. Aiming for that seamless feel, probably with a privacy angle, too.
Yeah, you'd expect that. And to make it happen, the report says Apple is actively hiring engineers with experience in search algorithms and engine development. So they're really staffing up building this capability in-house.
Building it from the ground up, it seems. Which makes sense if they want that deep system-level integration.
Now, here's a detail that really caught my eye. The person leading this AKI team, Robby Walker, he apparently used to lead Siri, but, and this is the interesting part, he was reassigned to this new team after what the report calls the failed Siri 2.0 rollout. What do you make of putting someone who oversaw a stumble back in charge of such a critical AI project?
That is interesting, isn't it? It's quite a move.
Yeah.
On one hand, you could say it shows they value experience, even difficult experience. Maybe he learned crucial lessons from the Siri 2.0 issues. He certainly knows the challenges of AI inside Apple. On the other hand, Yeah, it could raise questions. Are they truly bringing a fresh approach or relying on figures from past, less successful efforts? It definitely suggests Apple isn't afraid to lean on its history. Maybe betting that experience, warts and all, is what's needed now.
Right. It certainly shows a conscious effort inside Apple to rethink things, maybe learn from the past to, improve things for you, the user.
A re-strategizing, for sure.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap where we've landed. We've talked about Apple's new AKI team, their mission, build this answer engine, something like ChatGPT, but maybe more focused. We looked at the why, the competitive heat, the need for better integration than just handing off to third parties. And we touched on the how this potential deep integration into Siri, Spotlight, Safari eventually.
Yeah, I think this deep dive really underscores Apple's commitment here. They're serious about boosting their own core AI capabilities, moving beyond relying on others, aiming for that classic Apple integration and control. This stripped-down engine idea hints at that focus on doing one thing well, deeply embedded, rather than trying to boil the ocean. It's a really important step for them to stay relevant in this whole AI race, trying to deliver that integrated, powerful, and likely privacy-focused search experience you expect from Apple.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on, really. We know Apple's history, right? They often aren't first, but they refine and integrate technologies really well. So could this stripped down but deeply embedded AI search be the winning play for them in the long run, even if it's not the flashiest AI out there initially? And what does that commitment to integration mean for that seamless private experience you count on with Apple? Something to think about as we wrap up.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to Cozy Tech Talk Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with fellow tech enthusiasts. Until next time, stay cozy and stay techy.